Welcome back to the show. As I said, you know, a real great stress reducer is listening to music. And just imagine listening to music on a speaker that is steeped in history and made right here in Ottawa, in the surrounding regions. I'm joined by the co-owner and co-founder of Riverwood Acoustics, Scott Rathwell. Scott, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Scott, first of all, before we get into, you know, how this all started, like, tell me a little bit about your background, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my background is mainly in mechanical engineering. So as a kid, I was always the one that, you know, wanted to take things apart, put it back together. So that got me going down that path. So I went to school for mechanical engineering. But my background and my passion was always woodworking. So once I got old enough, I was able to, like, you know, put together a wood shop, make one in my house, and start, you know, designing and building things there.
Where did that come from? Was that something that you grew up with your family into woodworking?
No, actually, I had a teacher in high school who was super influential, woodworking teacher, and he kind of got me started down that path.
Nice. I wish that they still had that in high school. I don't know if they have enough of that anymore.
I don't know if they do anymore either.
I should check into that. Okay, and then, you know, down the road, you and your co-founder come up with this idea to start recovering wood that's probably 100 years it's been in the river, and probably you were saying 200-300 years.
Yeah, it started growing probably, you know, a couple hundred years ago, and then harvested about 100 years ago.
Right.
And yeah.
So where did the idea come from? Tell me the concept here.
It was actually from my co-founder, Ben. We met through our kids, so he was over one day for a birthday party, and we were just chatting like we normally would, and he had this idea to create a speaker from wood from the bottom of the river. And
it seems crazy. Like, where does that come from?
Exactly. And yeah, and at that time we didn't know each other that well, and I'm like, well, I have a hobby, I'm a woodworker, I have a shop in my basement. So we literally went down, you know, started to look at the shop, and came back up, and not a word of a lie, we sketched the first design out on a piece of construction paper from the kids' at the kitchen table. Yep.
That is awesome. So you come up with this, so how many sort of variations before you came up with this final product?
More than I can even count.
I'm guessing you're laughing because there's probably dozens of them?
Yeah, we went through, I couldn't even tell you how many iterations of box sizes and component layouts and all the different, you know, variations you come up with. So
how's the wood recovered then from the Ottawa River?
So we're partnering with a local company, Logs End, and they're the ones that recover the wood. Okay. So they go out, they have the rights for the Ottawa River, and they go with their eco divers. They go down, they dive down, they, you know, hook onto them, then they winch them up.
That is amazing. So from that point, they bring it where for you to start working on them?
So they have a mill in Bristol, Quebec, where they go and they do all the processing. They mill it, dry it, and then we buy it in rough boards from them.
I see. Okay, and then walk me through the process of putting this speaker together. What does that look like?
Yeah, so that wood goes to another local company that we partner with, Bode in Iron Prior, and they build these beautiful cabinets, and then we get the rest of the components. Again, more local stuff. Back panels from Virtucom. Our shipping cartons are from Smith Induspac, and we bring that all together in our manufacturing facility in Renfrew.
Very nice. And so, you know, I'm just thinking back to when I was young, a huge music fan. I still have my vinyl collection. And there's a difference, you know, back then you would have speakers made from wood, and now, you know, things are turning to plastics and that kind of thing. The difference, you have to explain the difference. The sound quality from something like this compared to what we see, sort of those mass manufactured speakers, much better quality, isn't it?
Yes, and it comes down to density. And that's the biggest thing with a cabinet, especially with the Riverwood, because it's even more dense than normal solid wood.
Okay.
It gives you that, you know, the better resonance and that better sound quality out of the cabinet.
So let's have a quick look at this. So, you know, you have inputs in the back. I'll just turn this to Stephanie's camera here so she can have a look and just tell us what where we're looking at the back here, Scott.
So this is our Hudson, so it's our Bluetooth version. So it is powered. You do need to plug it in. We don't have the cord hooked up here. But yeah, the on-off switch. And then the inputs you can hook up to, say, a turntable, or some people hook up to a small amplifier to put headphones to it to, like, listen to them really quiet. But yeah.
We just had the Fairmont Chateau Laurier on the show recently, and they were talking about this great collaboration you have with them. For those that missed that segment, tell us a little bit about that collaboration, Scott.
Yeah, that's a great partnership. So we partnered with the Chateau Laurier. We both wanted to bring some awareness to the history of Ottawa, specifically in the logging industry.
Right.
So they came up with the idea that we would put one in the reading room at the Chateau Laurier. So we have one down there, a nice wooden plaque all engraved with the story of the speaker and the story of the logging.
Nice.
And then to add a little extra to the partnership, we wanted to find a way to give back. So we've brought a third partner in, Ottawa River Keepers, And for every speaker that we sell through the Chateau Laurier, through the reading room, we'll donate $100 in the Chateau's name.
What a great initiative. So this is the Hudson Bluetooth speaker. Do you have other iterations? Walk us through the product line.
Sure. So there's this particular speaker without Bluetooth. We call it the Madawaska.
Okay.
I think you can probably see a theme going here with the Rivers.
Yeah, I love it.
So it's just a passive speaker hooked to your amplifier you have at home.
Okay.
Then we also have a larger sound bar, so Bluetooth and HDMI input for with your TV. And then our newest models are what we call our hi-fi line, and they're more geared towards the audiophile. They're much bigger, 18 by 10 by 12 bookshelf speakers as a pair. They're, kind of our next level.
Yeah. Well, I have a friend who I'm sure he's watching now, and he said, "Bing!" He just tell me about the success. Like, how has sales been since you guys started?
Sales have been going good. We've been doing this now for almost 6 years.
Yeah.
I've been selling for about 5. As things normally do, they took off slowly, but we've been gaining speed. We're getting lots of cool partnerships with different people. We're now selling with Costco. We're working
fantastic.
with TDL, another local family people in Trenton, to distribute across North America. So things are going well.
What's next for Riverwood? You guys look down the line and you think, you know what? You guys are obviously creative, imaginative people. What else are you looking at?
So the next in line is actually headphones. And it's been a kind of a passion project I've been working on for the last few years, and we're finally getting some time to put it together.
So wooden headphones.
So the cups themselves are actually wooden, built out of the same wood.
Okay.
Yeah, and then again, geared more for that hi-fi market, so using super high quality components. Working again, trying to keep that local aspect, so the cables from Unity here in Ottawa.
Right.
I
love it, Scott. Congratulations! What just another great success story right out of Ottawa. Really appreciate the time today. Hey, tell everybody at home where they can find these great speakers.
So you can find them on our website, riverwoodacoustics.com, and look them up.
Yeah, and of course, the Fairmont Chateau Laurier, I know they have a big event coming up actually on Friday.
That's right.
So I'll remind everybody about that. You can find out more information on their website, and maybe, you can sneak over and listen to this amazing speaker. And if you purchase it from there, don't forget, some of the proceeds go to Ottawa Riverkeeper. We'll be back with more right after this.